Thank you all for the time you make to watch this channel, especially to students out there and all the viewers from Ghana, where I come from, Africa, and then the world at large. And basically, I bring you this to inspire you to see what people are doing in other part of the world. And today we'll be speaking with someone, I don't want to mention the name, even though I know he will introduce himself briefly. But just to let you know that we'll be talking about PK Sports Academy in the US, how he started and how it's going. I know it's a success story. And as Lionel Messi summed it up, I started early and I stayed late day after day, year after year. It took me 17 years and 114 days to become, he said, an overnight success. I think is a big success. So Messi's talk about staying late beyond the field in an organized setting, making friends and maintaining happiness as a kid is what he's trying to talk about. This type of organized setting is a typical of a successful soccer academy. So basically, he's just trying to say that what kept him up is the happiness in the, especially the Barcelona Soccer Academy, where he learned a lot. So I wouldn't waste much time, but the process of starting, managing, and running a soccer academy is a tedious one and requires extensive research and considerable time spent both on and off the field. And our guest will be introducing himself briefly, but he'll tell us about his journey and then how he was able to successfully start his soccer academy, which for me is one of the best I've been following keenly. So can you please tell us briefly about who you are and where you are and what you do?
All right. Thanks for the opportunity, Richawe. And I want to extend my greetings to all your fans out there, your viewers. Thank you for taking the time to watch this program. I encourage everyone to watch and follow this program. And if you are not a subscriber, I suggest and I encourage you strongly that you subscribe and you share. Okay. So I'll go straight. My name is Parker Kwafo, and I'm from Ghana, Medina to be precise.
Over to you. You see, it's going to be an interesting discussion we'll be having today. I was very fortunate to cross paths with Parker at the University of Ghana, but it did not really last long because I think he left after his first year.
Yeah.
And some of us had to continue to finish the university and then, keep dreaming or probably follow our passion. So it's great to have him on this program. And I mean, briefly, how was it like going to the US, finishing your program, and I mean, briefly, can you share that experience?
Yeah. Yeah. I came to college in 2006. And if anybody knows, you can research Elkins, West Virginia. It's a very small town with a small liberal college. It was very difficult at the time I got there, the culture difference, everything. And but I was determined. I'm very resilient. If I set my eye on getting something done, time is not a question to me. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I just stay focused till I get it done. So that was my strength, and I would just practice, work harder, make sure I was working harder than everybody on the team. I made sure when I go to class, I was studying harder than everybody in the class to make sure that I get my A's. And on the soccer field, make sure I was the most successful in the field. So that was the drive, the motivation to be successful was what kept me going. And nothing else mattered, nothing else. I didn't have clothes, I didn't have money, but I kept my eye on the focus, the target, being
So,
successful.
yeah, the target being successful. But
That's it.
how was it like now nearing your final year of the program? I know you tried hard to couple the education and then the um, being an athlete or a soccer player. Once you were done with the program, what was the aspiration? What was the dream?
Well, that's a very good question. To be honest, a lot of people thought I should go to the MLS or try to play pro. I wanted to play pro. I got a couple invitations for tryouts in Florida and other places. But I look at how much I was going to earn as a rookie in the MLS or in the program. And to be frank, it didn't make sense to me. I would have made more money working at Walmart than to be in the program to get paid $12,000 a year. So I said, no, this is not a good path for me. So I decided to let go the soccer idea or the career, the vision, and just focus on getting a job and maybe settle down and live a life.
So let's rewind time to that period. Would you still make such a decision?
So yeah, that decision was real quick. It was
Yeah.
probably before I graduated.
So would you still do it now? Should you get the? I think that should be the question. Should
So
you?
should would I do it going back? If
Yeah.
you know, going back, I wish that I could have given it a shot for at least a year. Yeah, hindsight, if I had opportunity, I think I should have given it at least a year. That is the only thing that I think I have a little regret, but I think it's okay that I did not. But there was a lot of logistic issues with me.
Yeah.
The entire 4 years I was here, I didn't have a vehicle. I depended on people. I didn't have money to fly to other places. Even when I was invited to come and try out to get looked at, those I didn't have those resources.
Yeah.
So hindsight, if we should rewind time and that those stuff are put in place, if someone say, yeah, I would drive you here, or this is money, I have the money, resources to fly to wherever I needed to go, then I probably would have considered it. Because even from Elkins to the closest airport, let's say Pittsburgh Airport, it's probably like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours drive. And to get someone to give you a ride wasn't an easy task.
Yeah.
And there wasn't Uber or anything at those times. So
Yeah.
I had to make a decision that would be beneficial to me.
Well, that's very interesting. I've chat with a couple of Ghanaians and others who go to the USL, and they say the same. That listen, if I'm working, I'm going to make more than I'll be paid playing for a USL team. And the same thing as a rookie in the MLS as well.
Yeah.
I've had some of them, stopping abruptly and taking up other jobs. So it was more reason why I asked you if we should rewind time. Would you make such a decision? But again, it's a gamble. I also know one person so far who only broke through of the lot. So that's just one person. And even that, it wasn't easy.
It
And
wasn't easy.
yeah, it wasn't easy, but it's a gamble, just like you mentioned. So you decided to stay, and then due to the challenges at hand at the time. So how did the idea about the PK Soccer Academy? I see you have the crest on your chest.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I think you have to show it well, and on the hat as well. How did
Yeah.
PK Soccer Academy, come about? And I know it is not easy
Yeah.
to form a soccer academy to attract parents to bring their um, kids to your program. I know
Yeah.
it's not easy. So how did you form this idea, and how did you you know, started?
So good. Thanks for that question. When I graduated from college, I moved from Elkins to another town called Fairmont. And Fairmont is where I live now, Fairmont, West Virginia. I coach in the nearest town, which is called Morgantown, West Virginia. That's where we have University of West Virginia in Morgantown. I coached there for about 3 years, and I decided to stay away from soccer. So I got a job in the oil and gas, and I worked for about maybe 3, 4 years. Completely quit coaching, quit playing even scrimmages or pickup games. And it got to a time that I started having nightmares. I couldn't sleep. It was almost like a torment for me to go back into coaching. And I said to the higher spirit, I said, well, I've been out of this game for a long time. All the people that knew that I was a good coach or I was coach, these kids are all grown and they're out of the system. But I just listened to the instinct and became obedient. So my daughter was in the kindergarten then. So I went there for parents meeting and I saw a kid wearing jersey, 2 kids. So I said, well, this is the opportunity. And I told them that, hey, this is my plans. I'm trying to work with kids, coach kids, prepare them soccer. I didn't have the idea of having a team at that moment. I was just interested in getting a kid or a couple kids and just train them, prepare them. So one parent was a little reluctant. She didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And there was another guy next to her and said, yeah, I would try. I'm not afraid to try. I'll give it a shot. So he started bringing his son. I think the boy was probably, he's now 15 years. So he was probably 10 years at the time. So I did lessons with this kid for about 3 months, free of charge. And the dad started seeing tremendous improvement. So that kid was playing on the club. I think he was on the B team. As I kept working with him, he started getting invited to the A team. So the progress kept going and going and going. And it started word of mouth. They would tell their friends and they will come. Then the next thing you know, I have 2 kids. It went to 3 kids. It went to about 6 kids. And it got to a point where we got like 10. I said, we are getting too many. Maybe we can think about putting these kids together and have a team. And that's where the idea started. So we went through the system, the process of becoming a club soccer in America. So I had to go through the state of West Virginia Soccer Association and apply and say, hey, I have a group of kids. I want to start a club. It wasn't easy because I didn't have a whole lot of kids, but God being so good, I had some people step in and they were able to convince the association to let me start a club. So I ended up starting with probably, I think, 11 or 12 kids. And that's where it started, and that's how it all started. But it started with one person.
Yeah, I think this is a great story you put out there. And this is a true story, not just a story. And I decided to follow and then keep quiet and listen because it would be unjust to intervene. And I think you have made your points very clear. And for those who would want to apply this route, would also understand the processes. It is not an easy task, but like he mentioned, if you are resilient, and you are genuine, you will definitely get the support that you need. And having said that, so what is the philosophy of the club? The club or the academy needs how do we call it? an idea, something that is really pushing you, and something that's attracting parents to
Attractive.
bring the awards to the club. Yeah,
Interesting. So, PK Soccer Academy, our philosophy, one is happiness, the joy,
yeah,
the joy to be on the field, the joy to come to practice, the joy to learn something,
yeah,
the joy of improving, right? So happiness, the joy is the key. And then the development is infused when kids are having fun.
yeah.
All right. So they are learning and I'm pushing them, but because they are enjoying and having fun, they don't realize the pushing part.
Yeah.
And they keep going, they go and come. They go and come and they refer and they talk to their friends and families, and slowly they keep coming. So
Oh, that's interesting, and I think you would see on the screen some of the things that Parker does with the kids, and I think it's amazing. And this is not just an inscription; it's not just a philosophy. Like sometimes you see FIFA write for the game, for the world, and just like other international sports federations have interesting motto or slogans, but when you go there, they usually concentrate more on athletes' development than the holistic development of the athletes. So, and I can vouch for PK Soccer Academy. I think I get it right, right? Soccer Club or
yes,
Soccer Academy.
that's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
I can vouch because I've been following it keenly over the years, and I think they do a very very good job in that domain. And regarding the happiness being integral to the academy experience, also, how do you kind of like blend that development aspect of the kids, learning from the values of football and the social values, and then also, making new friends and what have you. How do you manage that with the athlete development? How do you create that pathway, or how do you blend them?
So I believe that to have a formidable team where the teammates like each other, it start with your lesson plan, your training plan. You have to develop training curriculum or plans that these kids are blending with everyone, working with everybody, having trust and confidence in everybody. And then eventually they don't see any difference among the teammates. Okay.
Yeah,
And then you also, one thing I do, I don't know, I don't see any difference in the kids. I treat all the kids the same. It doesn't matter if you are the best player on the team or you are the weakest on the team. I have equal respect for every one of them. And the kids see that.
yeah,
And that is what put them together. Okay.
yeah,
So I manage them that way, and it start from the training sessions, the how I plan the training, who I pair with, the group trainings, the pickup games, or everything.
yeah.
There's a lot of hindsight or a lot of thinking process that go through that, you know. And I also make sure that when it comes to discipline, no kid disrespects another kid. The kids know, the parents know that I do not tolerate that. I've had people left because they couldn't take my stand on that. So I just had to simply and respectfully say, if you can abide with the philosophy and the program, then I'm sorry, this is not a program for you or your
Yeah.
child. Okay. So respect is key.
So not just
Respect
for football or soccer, as they say in America, but for life.
for life.
Um, a holistic development of the members or the athletes who
Yes.
participate, or the kids who participate in PK Soccer Academy. So currently, how many kids do you have? How many staff do you have?
Oh, currently, I think my treasurer said we have about 100 kids.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah. Yeah.
From 1 to 10 registered and
Yeah.
then 100. Wow.
Yes. Officially, you see, it says 2018. Officially,
Yeah.
we were official as a club, a sanctioned club, 2018. So wow, officially 5 years and 100, almost 100, about 100 kids. I don't see the numbers. The treasurer sees it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she told me we about averaging about 100 kids.
Wow. And the staff?
The staff I have about so officially the coaching, I'm the only serious or coach on for the club.
Yeah.
And one thing I developed a philosophy, I involve the community, the parents in
That's
the program.
important. Yeah.
Because I believe the program is for them. It's for the families, it's for the community. So I involve my families, their parents a lot. So every team has a parent or two that assists with the coaching. But when it comes to practice, I do all the coaching. Currently, we have 5 teams. We have U10, U11, U12, U14, U16. And I think recently I started like a recreational program for U6 through U8.
Yeah.
So that is not a team yet, but I just train them. So I'll prepare them for U10.
Yeah.
So I do all the coaching for all the teams, and the parents, coaches, the assistant coaches, they monitor, they study, they listen. And when I'm not around for a game, they will step in with the little instructions and directions I give them. They will coach the games, but I make sure the practices are run by me.
Man, I think this is amazing. There's a course I teach over here, is an online course called Community Sustainability. And we talk about local clubs. And sometimes, some of these local clubs operate in isolation.
Yeah.
They're whatever they do has to reflect the community, because you have community members coming in. And in terms of management, it's important that community members, families, parents, people within the community, old people, young people, volunteer and be part and parcel of the local club's philosophy or ways of doing things. And I must commend you for that.
Thank you.
This is really good, and I'm happy because I see some of my students expressing happiness in knowing about this, because I always say that sports do not operate in isolation. Sport organizations, whether at the national level, at the international level, or at the local level, do not operate in isolation. So thank you for sharing this. Makes me very happy and excited about it.
Awesome.
And with your staff, do they need a certain kind of qualifications, or even the coaches, do they need some training whatsoever to be part of?
They do. They do. So what I do is U.S. Soccer Federation coaching curriculum. You start with the grassroots, right? Where you do a couple online courses, and then you do in-person course. So that will give you the grassroots license, and that almost all the coaches that I've had for a year or two, they have that. Now, the ones that want to continue to coach, the club is willing to take them to their D licenses if they want to do the D licenses. The club is willing to sponsor and give them that tool, that resource, that strength, that knowledge that they need to be able to coach. Yeah,
that's amazing. So one of the things we've not touched is space, logistics. It's very important. You've touched logistics about one of the challenges that did not allow you to, accept invitations for the MLS. But in terms of the academy, how do you assess access fields, and do you rent them? I mean, how do you go around this?
Yeah. Yeah. Facilities, I think, is a problem in general across the country. And we've struggled, PK, here in Fairmont, Marion County. But again, we don't give up. There's been few times that we got kicked from the facilities that we were using,
Yeah.
which we don't know the reason behind that. There's been a lot of opposition in this community, Marion County, when this program started, because there were other programs that were here before we started. So I believe that for the most part, most of the challenges with facilities come with people that are not in favor with this program. But anytime that happens, the good Lord opens another way somewhere else. So currently, we've never really rented or paid for facilities. At one time, we're using a small facility that belonged to a church, but they decided to kick us out for no reason. And the good Lord was so good to us that there is someone that owned a piece of property and said we can use that piece of property to practice. And that's what we've been practicing for the last almost 3 years now. Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. If you don't have that community credential,
Yes,
it will be very difficult. So I'm pretty sure this person might have seen you guys or been involved one way or the other in your programs.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that made it possible for you guys to have access to those logistics. Logistics everywhere, facilities, equipment, sports equipment are inadequate everywhere, but it's always good to involve the community.
If you don't mind, I will use this opportunity to thank. There is another club in Morgantown where I used to coach. Now they are affiliated with BVB, but they used to be Mountaineer United Soccer Club. Yeah. They've been very, very good to PK Soccer Academy. Our home games, they let us use their facility at Laurel Point, Morgantown for free. They don't even charge us. So I want to say kudos, and I want to extend my gratitude to BVB, Morgantown, or Manchester United Soccer Club for the good things that they do for PK. Even though we will seem like rivalries, they're a club and I'm a club, they can easily say, no, we won't give you access, or they can charge us quite a bit, to do that. But they never did that. So I want to express my appreciation to the Morgantown.
Fantastic. That's good to know. So do I get an impression you guys play in a league system? A sort of private league system, or how does it work?
Yeah, so with West Virginia and Morgantown, we are really close to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, right? About an hour and a half drive from us, we are in Pittsburgh. So we play in the PA West League. The PA West League is what we normally play in. It's easy for us. It's 8 weeks long. Every Sunday, you have either an away game or a home game.
And that's under which level? U18?
So all the teams. So you start from U10 through U18.
They play in separate days, or how does it work?
Well, all the games, the divisions. So they have divisions. They have Division 5. It starts from Division 6. Division 6, 5, 4, and then it goes to Classic. We play normally in the 5th and 6th division, and it's not all our games are on Sundays.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, great story. All the way from Medina.
Yes, sir.
To Virginia,
West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia. That's an interesting story. And bear in mind, a former Ghana Premiership player. And these are some of the stories we need to cover to know that it's not all about going all out to play football whatsoever abroad, but you can also contribute to whichever community you find yourself. So now let's talk about security. You've licensed the academy, right? And it's operating well so far. It's been successful. Have you patented your name, or maybe probably the soccer academy is protected from what they call the non-competition clause, because you're definitely going to have people coming in, and I know for sure, talking to parents, pulling some of your athletes to their own program. How do you go around it to secure PK Soccer Academy?
Thanks. That's a really good question. I have not patented the club yet, the name, the brand. I've been thinking about that a lot, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So I need to do that. And as far as non-competing clause, I'm gonna do that, and mostly it will be for staff and coaches.
Yeah.
Because the kids and the parents, at the end of the year, every kid has the right to go. They become free agent.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can only have them for fall and spring, and then after the spring, they are free to go in a club without even giving you any notice. So that is the next step I need to do when it comes to legalities. So I will have to get with my counsel or get an attorney, and then look at the process, and then take care of that
Well, I
as soon
think
as.
that's very important. I've my field is sport management and policy and development. I'm not too much into the law aspect, but I studied a bit of sports law, I think, during the masters.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people take it for granted, until some people say when there is no issue, nobody talks. When there's issue, then you realize that I
Yeah,
could have done something else. So I think it's important that you've already considered that and you'll be taking care of it. And yes, moving forward, sports is now a business. And so it's
it
important for
is.
us to secure every aspect of it
That's right.
before you throw it away. I just don't want to go much, I don't want to go into details about other fields like music,
Mhm.
like reggae, for instance. We know it's from Jamaica, but
Yeah.
someone else was smart to patent it. And now
Really?
anybody who plays reggae, a percentage goes to that person. And the
Wow,
person
I
is
didn't
not
know
from
that.
Jamaica. Yeah, so there are a lot of stories that can be shared with regards to
Mhm.
patents, with regards to securing your intellectual property, which is very
Right.
important moving forward, money out of it. So patent securing your intellectual property, irrespective of whichever endeavor you find yourself, it's very paramount for us to take note. 100 kids is a lot.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we are counting. I think
yeah,
next year by this time is going to get bigger.
yeah,
I have so many parents reaching out to me because they are not happy with the clubs they belong to, and
yeah.
so
And there's also, I mean, more about sport management, about structuring, about, diversifying
yeah.
your program. And I think we'll come to that. But before then, um, what has been the response of your stakeholders, primary stakeholders? That's the parents of the young kids who comes for your who come to your program. And you know, has it been honest feedback, and how do you go around it?
Um, Good. So the response, it's been 5 years. Started with one kid and almost 100 kids.
Hmm.
The the response, the feedback, the numbers speak for itself.
Yeah,
Once you come to my program, if you are willing to listen and follow, stick with the program, you will see progress. And once parents start seeing progress, then they are happy.
Yeah.
And they go and they start broadcasting, sharing their good experience with friends and families. So the feedback with this program has always been good.
That's fantastic.
Now, I've had few instances where we disagree. Some parents and I disagree with my decisions and my actions, and they left, but they go for a year or two and they realize that there's no other place better than PK Soccer Academy, and they come back.
That's impressive. And do you usually have a forum where parents share ideas, or do you make it more formal, like they have a website where they have to fill in their feedbacks, or you kind of like you're a hands-on person, you have interaction with the parents?
So we are not very big on our website yet. That is also the next step. But a lot of people will send you text message.
Yeah.
You know, they will tell you verbally how appreciative they are, how much their case have improved within a short period of time, how happy they are with the program. So it's mostly like, you know, impersonal talking, text message, or maybe emails. And then on social media, parents will comment and say, hey, we are happy with the program. We love the program. We are learning. We are enjoying the program. And those are the feedbacks we get. But we don't have any official setting where people can actually go. And I think if we do that, we'll get thousands of them.
Yeah, definitely. And even a forum where parents also come and interact and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting discussion so far. And now let's look at future aspiration for PK Soccer Academy. What is next? Are you still you get inspired every day? And what is keeping you inspired? What are you looking up to?
So the vision is really big, but what is inspiring me and keeping me going to make sure that the fullness of the vision come into fruition is the feedback I get from the parents, the response I get from the kids. When I'm talking to a kid and the kid honestly and truthfully is actually taking what I'm telling him or her, inspires me. And I go, oh my God, this kid is actually wanting to know something. They're actually looking to learn something. And that is what keeps me going. And, you know, I face challenges and oppositions, but the kids, the face, the look on their face, the desire to learn, the desire to know something that they didn't know yesterday, just that desire drives me to let me be there to serve, to impact into them what I've acquired over my lifetime. And that's what keeps me going. And so the future of PK is probably like
before you go to the future, just let me remind you that you want to improve the website. You want to also secure through patent and how do we call it? And what's the name? Non-compete clauses. So what will then be the longest future? Maybe this may be immediate.
Yes, those stuff are very important. They will be taken care of very soon.
Yeah.
But the future of the program, with the way the program is growing, the response we are getting from the community, the families, the kids, I can't be any more excited today than I was yesterday. The excitement, the energy that comes from within me is stronger than 5-6 years ago. So the future of PK is here, and PK is here to stay. PK is not going anywhere. I'm looking to get in some investors and acquire some properties
Mm.
where we can build our own complex, practice facilities, games. So I won't say much about that, but we are looking to acquire our own property and build our own practice facilities where we can say we don't have to worry about somebody's kicking us off
Yeah.
their piece of property tomorrow.
Very, very, very important. The PK is here
Yes,
to stay. And yes, some details are just better left unsaid,
that's right.
you know. And let's say that if given the opportunity, now before I get there, well, okay, let's put it this way. If given the opportunity to start over, would you start the academy again? In brief.
Yes. Yes. I will start it again and I will do it again and again and again.
Okay.
You
And
know,
please go on.
I was going to say I went to college and I double major in accounting and management. Okay. Never really once worked in an accounting field or work to pursue to be a manager in any corporation. Currently, I work in the oil and gas as a safety specialist. But the more I coach, the more I begin to realize that my true passion is in coaching and developing kids.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long run. I'm in this, and I think I'm in this for the long haul.
Yeah. Nothing
And
competes with a true passion, you know?
that's right. And PK is also looking to have probably very soon, the near future, start a new location in Florida in the near future.
There we
So
go. This will probably be the KFC or McDonald version in soccer academy, I guess. Anyway, any advice and thoughts for someone who is preparing for dreams of having a soccer academy in the US? Any advice? If the advice can
so,
also roll over to other countries or other locations, that's also welcome.
yeah. So it's my advice to you is stay true to yourself, be genuine. You know, if your passion is to develop the kids, if the kids' development, progress, success is what it's in your core, your heart, your soul, then you'll be successful.
Fantastic.
Start with one kid. And once that kid is progressing and developing, other kids will come.
Fantastic.
Don't set time for yourself. Just let nature and time play their role and you play your role. Just put in the work.
And any last words?
I want to encourage everybody for the last time, encourage everybody that don't lose hope, don't give up. Whatever your passion is, follow your passion. Have a game plan. One thing about passion in life, a lot of us have passion, but usually, mostly than not, passion don't really pay very well at the beginning. So get a day job, a job that will finance or, take care of you and your family whilst you are pursuing your passion on the side. Develop that passion to where it is fully blossom to replace your paycheck.
Yep.
Now, PK, I'm not there yet.
Anyway, thank you so much. I have little to say at this time and juncture. We've had a very fruitful discussion, especially for those of you based in the United States of America. You could learn one or two if you have dreams of starting a soccer academy or running a soccer program for kids in the United States. I am very, very, very grateful to Parker, I call him. You can call him PK also. I'm very grateful to him for the time. I really appreciate that. And hopefully, if you want us to do this again on some of the topics that he highlighted, please let me know. If you also want to send him a message, I will leave his social media profile down there. You can subscribe to PK Soccer Academy, as well as send him personal messages if you so wish to. On that note, I want to say thank you so much, and I hope we get time to do this again, or probably meet in the States.
Definitely. And I'll probably come to where you are.
Man, I mean, I'm in Norway. I'm always open, man. Always come. Don't bother about accommodation. I'll always host you and your family. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm also looking at opportunities where I can ship players to academies and maybe friendly games or tournaments in Europe. So
That would be
I will reach
fantastic.
out to you. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
I will
fantastic.
reach out to
I
you.
know one or two people here, so
Okay.
and also in terms of partnership,
Yes.
that would
That'll
also
be
be
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Okay
But
then. Yep.
Charlie, thank you very much for the opportunity. This has been great. And
Yeah.
I look forward to talking to you more behind the scenes and working
Definitely.
more in
Definitely.
partnership. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Have a blessed time.
God bless. Bye-bye.